Hello, this is Patrick Tycoon Jones with another episode. This episode is extremely important. It's going to be quick. It's going to be to the point. 7 ways to stay in the game of life. Point blank, period. You got to stay focused. You got to stay locked in, and you have to stay winning in life. So let's get to it. Hello, Patrick Tycoon Jones here with another episode of 7 ways to stay in the game of life. All of you know it's important to win in the game of life. Now, I will address a couple of things. I've been off for, 3 weeks. I last posted. The reason behind that is, things were going on the background. We won't necessarily get into that, but all positive things. And you can see we're definitely in a new Tycoon home. So, number 1, let's get to it. Get your pens, get your pads. You guys know the drill. Game on. What are you working towards is number 1. So in the 7 ways to stay in the game of life, you always have to remind yourself, what am I working towards? You always have to have a goal, because I'll speak for myself. Anytime that I found myself kind of being sluggish, anytime I found myself kind of unfocused, anytime I found myself kind of dragging without, clarity and lack of purpose, it was because I had no goal that I was working towards, right? However, that was early kind of in my 20s. That's when I was operating without clarity, with no goals, right? And then, so what I ended up doing is I created a vision board. I forget what book that I was reading. In fact, I wasn't reading a book. I had sat down with my sister and she was talking about a vision board, and I decided to create a vision board. Now, what does that vision board look like? It's whatever you want to paint. It's your KG Markell picture. And that was a plug for KG Markell. If you guys don't know about him, I just picked up one of his paintings. He's a phenomenal. However, it's your picture that you want to paint. Now, if the picture looks like a mansion, get a picture of that, put it on your vision board. That's a goal that you're working towards. If it's a nice car, a Lamborghini, a Porsche, whatever it is, whatever your taste is, get that picture, put it on your vision board. That's a goal that you're working towards, okay? If it's a business, put your business name, put your LLC, put your S Corp, put it on the vision board, because that's a goal that you're working towards, right? So always be working towards a goal. Now, one thing that I don't want you to do is I don't want you to be working towards a goal, living in the future, and you're not focused on today, the now, right? So always, again, number 1, always be working towards a goal, whether it's your professional career, whether it's your personal life, whatever it may be. Always be working towards something, right? That will keep you in the game, that will keep you motivated, that will keep you rolling, that will keep you on track and not veering off course, okay? Number 2, celebrate your small victories. Folks, if it is, hey, you know what? I just got my EIN number for my business. If it's, hey, I just registered my business. Hey, I just came up with a phenomenal idea that I believe in. The reason why I put emphasis on you believing in it, because you don't need anyone else to believe in your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, your thought process as it relates to where you're going in your life, okay? So those things you must celebrate. And it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be, hey, look, I'm going out to a club, I'm popping bottles. No. It doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be, hey, I'm going to get myself a new watch, or hey, I'm going to get myself a new purse or new heels, depending upon where your mind frame is. It can just be, you know what? Thank you, God. Thank you to the universe, whatever it is that you're thankful to. It can be, you know what? I'm going to take a moment out of my time and I'm going to give thanks, right? Attitude of gratitude. That's extremely important. So celebrate the small victories, because once you get to the big victories, obviously you know how to take them, right? Because you never want to be too high and you never want to be too low, right? You just want to be right in between, kind of even kill. So when great, phenomenal things happen, you don't fall off course. And if things don't happen as expected, you don't fall off course as well. You will remain the same individual, okay? So that's number 2. Number 3, eliminate the noise and distractions. Okay, folks, so there's gonna be people coming at you from every different angle, right? There's gonna be, your family, it could be your distant cousin, it could be a friend, it could be a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a husband, a wife, whoever it is that you feel as though that maybe your confidant may be on your side. It may be giving you some noise that you don't want to hear, right? It may be a small distraction that you don't necessarily want to hear, or you don't want to tap into that type of energy, right? Because I talk about draining energy, and then you're a battery, right? So if you're a battery and you come in and you're full, and then you go out of that person's presence and you're drained, well, then that's a problem. So we talk about that. You have to go back to my later videos in order to get that. However, okay, you always want to eliminate any noise, any distractions. There's statistics out there for a reason. And there's a bunch of negative statistics on why you shouldn't start something, why you shouldn't do something. However, there's a bunch of phenomenal statistics that support why you should go out and do something from a business perspective or do something positive to impact yourself. And I will say it here, and I always say it. Make a decision today that your future self is going to thank you for, right? That's kind of how I pattern my life. I always want to be making a decision today that my future self is going to thank me for, whether it's investing, whether it's starting a business, whether it's, going out and networking with different individuals, right? Putting myself in a different crowd. Make sure you're in the room as well, right? When important decisions are being made, make sure your name is up for consideration, okay? So eliminate the noise and the distraction always. Number 4, don't compare your success to others. Now, that's one way, a sure way to make sure that you drain your battery every day before you even get out of bed, right? You can go on Instagram and you can see everybody and their grandmother, they're living this big, fulfilling life. They're doing fulfilling things, and then you're looking at yourself and you're looking at your surroundings and you're like, whoa, my life is not like that, but I know I'm putting in work, right? You could think that. Or you could go outside, you're driving, right? Whatever vehicle that you're driving in, and next thing you know, you're like, man, I wish I had that vehicle. What am I doing wrong, right? And I'll always go back to this particular saying. The person on the bicycle looks at the person in a Geo Metro. We'll just put it that way, right? Old school, small vehicle. And the guy on the bicycle that can only afford the bicycle looks at the Geo Metro and says, man, I wish I had that Geo Metro, right? And then the guy in the Geo Metro looks at the guy in the Mustang, and the guy in the Mustang says, you know what? He sees a guy in a Porsche, and he's like, man, I wish I had that Porsche. And then the guy in the Porsche, he looks up in the sky, and he sees a private jet, and he says, man, I wish I was in that private jet, okay? So the point of me saying that is everyone wants the next step, the next level. But not everyone's appreciative of where they're at today, okay? So you have to be appreciative. You have to give thanks. You have to have an attitude of gratitude with what you currently have in order to get to the next level, okay? So never compare your success to others, especially in the corporate world, right? There's all types of things that's happening in the background on why people are where they are, okay? So never compare yourself to anyone. You're at the point that you need to be, okay? Just understand that. I had a meaningful conversation with the individual that kind of level set me in that capacity. They were like, look, you have to understand you are where you were meant to be, okay? And that's a phenomenal thing. It's a phenomenal life, right? However, you can't be always in the future worried about that. And then next thing you know, today, the present, this moment right now that I'm speaking to you all, it will pass. But if I'm not in the moment, how can I enjoy it? Okay? So never compare your success to others. Next, number 5, believe in yourself and your vision. I'm going to start with yourself first. If you look at yourself in the mirror and you're not happy with yourself, right? With whatever it may be, just know that you can make a decision today, right now, this instant, while you're listening to me to make that vital change to where you're looking at yourself different, okay? So when you walk outside, the confidence that you carry outside with yourself is what people will perceive, right? That's the energy that they will get. So your energy needs to be in alignment with your belief in yourself. Now, how can you kind of spruce up your belief in yourself, in your energy when you go out to the outside world? Well, make sure your attire is right. It doesn't have to be any name brand. It just has to be crisp, clean, all right? No stains, no wrinkles. Make sure your stuff is fitted, okay? You know, you don't have to go out there and spend an absorbent amount of money on getting your clothes fitted, but guess what it does do? Even if it's, you know, pants from H&M, or it could be pants from Marshalls or pants from Walmart, right? Wherever it is that you shop, make sure that they're tidy. Go spend a couple of dollars and get them tapered, right? Tapered to fit you. So then when you go outside, guess what? You put your belt on, you got your form-fitting shirt on, and you're doing the darn thing, right? So that's extremely important because we live in a Western civilization, folks, and you know what that means. People are gonna judge you based on your presence, based on your aura, based on your energy. Then they're going to judge you based on what? What comes out of your mouth next, okay? So believe in yourself, carry that confidence, exude it, make sure that it's oozing from your pores. Your vision, what is your vision, okay? What is your confidence saying about you? Where are you going in life? Where do you want to be, okay? So that's extremely important. Where do you want to be in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? Where are you going? And make sure that your energy and your plans and your decisions align with your vision. Why? Because then your belief in yourself is going to increase that much more, okay? So that's extremely important. Believe in yourself and your vision. Next, number 6, reward yourself. Now, once you get that momentum, then you can go out and get little trinkets, whatever it is, right? Some people love electronics. Go out and get yourself a nice electronic within budget, of course. You don't want to go out there and spend an absorbent amount of money and you're like, oh, wow, I'm assed out right now. I have no more money. No. Or if you're really making money, go and get yourself that car that's on your vision board, right? It might be a Mustang 5.0. It might be a Lamborghini. It might be a Porsche. It might be a boat. It might be jet skis. You know, make sure that the level you're on, you are rewarding yourself. And guess what, folks? A reward may be, let me go get this rental property, right? Now we're talking. It doesn't always have to be things that's going to make you smile because you're putting it on your wrist or you're putting it on your neck or you're putting it on your person. It can be an investment that's going to actually bring more money, more income back to you. Okay, that's extremely important. And that's a decision that I will consistently make, whether it's stocks or whether it's a hard physical asset like property. Okay, so always reward yourself on your particular level. Okay, last but not least, number 7, stay present. Stop living in the future. I alluded to it earlier in this video, but always remain present. I will tell you, based on experiences, folks, I have let moments go by that I wish I could get back, okay? Whether it's time with a deceased individual, right? I wish I could go back in time and get 5 minutes back with my mother. Whether it's a period of time with your kids. So whatever's pulling you away from being omnipresent in the moment, right there, right now, check that at the door. Because I guarantee you there's going to be a period of time, whatever it is, that you're going to look back if you do not remain present in the moment, and you might have a regret, or you might have a learning lesson, or you might have a period that you think about consistently, and no one else knows that you're thinking about it, and you're like, man, if I could only do that different. So folks, don't be in that position. They always say warning before destruction. Take this as your warning. Get it right. Make sure you're in the present. Make sure you're in the moment. Because if once the moment is gone, you can never go back. You can never get it back. Okay, folks? So, you know what I always say? That concludes the episode lock in with me because you know I'm locked in with you. And please share this with someone who needs the Tycoon knowledge. And until we meet again, folks, thank you for your time.